So, welcome back to the part 2 of this video tutorial. The link for the part 1 will be in the description below this video. So now we will work on the pineapples and we'll finish this beautiful doily. Here are our two groups of 4 treble crochets, and we will go back one group of 3 and into the next we'll attach. So this is our 3 groups of 3 treble crochets, and we'll start in this center and in chain 3 space. So here is where we finished our 16th round. We'll go back one group and into the next, and we will attach our yarn in this chain 3 space here. I will put my yarn through and I will secure it with a little knot like that. Okay, I will work over this tail, and now we'll chain 4 and into the same space we'll work 2 treble crochets, 1, 2, chain 3 and into the same space 3 treble crochets. Two and one more, 3. Now we will chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. Chain 3, single crochet into the next loop, chain 3, single crochet into the next loop. That. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next chain 3 space we'll work a shell. So a shell is 3 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Like that. See, here is our where we finished our round 16, and this is what we made. Okay, so in this we will say it row 17 because we finish it here with a round 16, and this is row 17. In this row you'll have 2, 4, 6 loops remaining in our pineapple. Okay. Now we'll chain 1 and turn our work around, and we'll start with a row 18. Slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets. It's 1, 2, and into the chain 3 space, and we will work on our beginning shell with a chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. So our beginning shell is made. chain 5, and we'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. So in this row 18, we will have 5 loops remaining in our pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and work a shell in the next shell. Like that. See? Again, we'll chain 1, turn our work around, and slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets. It's 1 and 2, and into the chain 3 space. Again, we will work on our beginning shell with a chain 4 for the first treble crochet, then into the same space 2 treble crochets, chain 3, and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again we'll work across our pineapple, then we'll chain 5 and work a shell in a shell. So we'll repeat this until we'll have only 1 loop remaining in our pineapple. Okay? And I will meet you there. So you will work across our pineapple, work a shell in a shell, then chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the 2 treble crochets into the chain 3 space and work beginning shell and go back. And I will meet you when we have only 1 loop remaining in our pineapple. So we have done our row 20, 22, and now we'll start with the row 23. As you can see, only 1 loop remaining in our pineapple. Chain 1, turn our work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. We'll work on our beginning shell, the chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3, and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Chain 5, 3, 4, and 5. Single crochet into the last loop, then we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and we'll work a shell in the next shell. Like that. And now we will start with a row 24, which is the last row in this pineapple. We will chain 1, turn our work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. And now what we'll do, we'll work treble crochet 6 together. Now we will start with a chain 3, 2, 3, and into the same chain 3 space we'll work 2 treble crochets together, so always leave the last two loops, the last two loop of a stitch on your hook. So one more time, we'll work through 2 and 2, and now we have 3 loops on our hook, and we'll go into the next shell, yarn over 2 times, and we'll work through 2 loops, 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops, yarn over 2 times, work through 2 and 2, one more, through 2 loops and 2 loops. Now we have 2, 4, 6 loops on our hook. We'll yarn over and pull through all 6 of them. And now we can chain 1 and cut our thread. And we are done with our first pineapple. Now we will start with our row 25. We will attach our thread. Here is our first pineapple on the right side, and we will attach our thread here in this chain 3 space. I will just pull my yarn through and tie a knot like that, and we are ready to start. So this row 25, we'll start with a beginning shell, so chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Like that. Now we'll chain 5 and we'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each loop and chain 3 between. Single crochet into the last loop, and now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and into the next chain 3 space we'll work a shell. Into the next chain 3 space, shell. So again 3 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. We have one more chain 3 space in previous round, so we'll work a shell. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now we'll work across this next pineapple, and here in these chain 3 spaces we'll work the same as we did here. Shell in the first, shell in the second, and shell in the third space. Work across this pineapple, and I will meet you here right at the end of this next pineapple. Single crochet in our last loop of our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 2 for 5, yes, and we'll work a shell next chain 3 space. Like that. So we started here, work across our pineapple, then we worked 3 shells, then the second pineapple, 3 shells, and the third pineapple. Now we'll chain 1 and turn our work around. And we'll start with a row 26. Slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets. It's 1 and 2, and into the chain 3 space. We'll work on our beginning shell in the chain 4 3 treble crochets. 2 treble crochets, but we are used to now how it's done. Then chain 3 and 3 treble crochets back into the same space. Okay, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again we'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. And into the last loop. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Here we have our 3 shells. We'll work a shell into the first one, now we will chain 2, 1, 2, and shell in the next shell, chain 2, and shell in next shell. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll again work into the next pineapple. So work through this pineapple, then in these 3 shells work a shell into the first one, chain 2 shell in the next shell, chain 2 shell in the next shell, then chain 5, work across pineapple, and then chain 5 and shell in this shell. So we are done with the row 26. Chain 1, turn your work around, and we will start with the row 27. Again, as this in start of every row, we will slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into chain 3 space. Now we'll work on our beginning shell with a chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Okay. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll work across our pineapple. And single crochet into the last loop. So in this row 27 we will have 4 loops in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We'll work a shell in the next shell. Now we'll chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and shell in the next shell. So in previous round we worked chain 2 between these shells, and now we have chain 4 between them. Chain 4, shell in the next shell. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll repeat what we just did. We'll work across our next pineapple, then shell in a shell, chain 4, shell in the next shell, chain 4, shell in the next shell. Chain 5, work across this pineapple, and you will have 4 loops remaining, chain 5 and shell in the next shell. Then chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the first 2 treble crochets and work a beginning shell, and I will meet you there. We are in a row 28, so we made our beginning shell. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and we'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each loop and chain 3 between. And into the last chain 3 space. So now we have 3 loops remaining in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the next shell we'll work 3 treble crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 3 treble crochets, chain 3, and into the same space you work 3 treble crochets. So we have 3 groups of 3 treble crochets and chain 3 between these groups. I will chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the next shell we'll work 11 treble crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last one 11. So this is the base for the next pineapple. Chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, shell in the next shell, chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We'll work across our next pineapple. So single crochet into the first loop, then chain 3 and single crochet into the next loop. Chain 3, single crochet into the next loop, chain 3 and single crochet into the last loop. Okay. So we have 3 loops remaining. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5. And shell in the next shell. Now we'll chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the next shell 11 treble crochets. Chain 6. Again here we'll work 3 groups of 3 treble crochets and chain 3 between. Then chain 5, work across this pineapple, chain 5 and shell, shell. Then chain 1, turn your work and work on beginning shell as we usually do. And I will meet you there at row 29. So we started row 29. Now we'll chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made this beginning shell. And we'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. And this is our last loop. So we have 2 loops remaining. We'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Into the chain 3 space we'll work a shell. Okay. Now we will finish this pineapple. So we'll chain 1, turn our work around, and we'll slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets. And into the chain 3 space. We'll work on our beginning shell. Chain 5, single crochet into the first loop, and we'll chain 3 and single crochet into the next loop. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We'll work a shell in the next shell, chain 1 and turn our work. Slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets into the chain 3 space. Work on our beginning shell, chain 5, single crochet into the last loop of our pineapple, chain 5 and shell in the next shell. Chain 1, we'll turn our work around again, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. And again now we'll work our treble crochet 6 together. So we'll first chain 3 into the same space. We'll work 2 treble crochets, but always only through 2 times through 2 loops, so that the last loop will stay on our hook. One more time, 2 and 2, and now we have 3 loops. So we'll yarn over 2 times, go into the next chain 3 space, and we'll work 2 times through 2 loops, then we'll yarn over again, 2 and 2, yarn over 2 times, and 2, 2. And now again we have 6 loops on our hook. We'll yarn over and pull through all 6 of them. Now we'll chain 2, cut our thread and pull it through and fasten off, like that. And we will hide this tail. Okay, so we have made 2 peaks. This is our first pineapple, and the second one. Okay. Now we'll go here where we have this incomplete. Okay, this is our last pineapple. Here is one base for the next one, the second base, and here we have these 2 chain 3 spaces, and we will start in this chain 3 space here. We'll attach our thread, and we'll repeat this 4 rows from 29, 30, 31 and 32. Okay, so again we'll start with a beginning shell with a chain 4, 3 treble crochet, 2 treble crochets, Then we'll chain 5 and we'll work across this pineapple. Here we'll work shell in a shell, then we'll turn our work, chain 1 and again beginning shell, just as we did here. So finish this pineapple up and I will meet you then at the start of row 37. So we finished one more pineapple and now we will start with row 37 and we will attach our thread here in this chain 3 space. Again, I'll pull my thread through and tie a knot. It's a little bit secured, I don't know, sometimes someone thinks that that's not okay, but it's just the way I do it. Okay, so we'll start with our beginning shell with a chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Okay, now we'll chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have our base of the next pineapple and we'll work 1 treble crochet in each of the 11 treble crochets and chain 1 between. So that's 1, chain 1, 2 treble crochet, chain 1, 3 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 5, 10 treble crochet, chain 1 and the last 11 treble crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shell in next shell. Okay, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll work across our pineapple, single crochet into the first loop, then chain 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3 and single crochet into the last loop. So now we have only 2 loops remaining in our pineapple. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5, shell in the next shell, chain 6, and again we'll walk across this base with a treble crochet in each of the next 11 treble crochets and chain 1 between, just as we did here. And the last treble crochet. Now we'll chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll work a shell in the next chain 3 space. And we are done with row 37. Now we'll start row 38. Chain 1, turn your work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. Now work beginning shell. Okay. Now we will chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll work into the chain 1 spaces. So single crochet into the first chain 1 space, then chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3. So work this way across this pineapple. And single crochet into the last chain 1 space. So in this row we'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 chain 3 loops in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shell in the next shell. Okay, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet into the first loop of our pineapple, then we'll chain 3 and single crochet into the second and last chain 3 loop. So now we have only 1 loop remaining. Chain 5, shell, next shell, okay. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again work into the chain 1 spaces of the next pineapple with chain 3 between. So single crochet into the first space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, continue this way. And single crochet into the last chain 1 space. So again we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 loops in our pineapple. Chain 5 and work a shell in this last shell. Okay, we are done with row 38, and now we will start row 39. So chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the first two, into the next two treble crochets, 1 and 2, and into the chain 3 space. Work on our beginning shell. Chain 5, work across this pineapple with a single crochet in each loop and chain 3 between. Chain 3 and single crochet into the last loop. So in this row 39 we'll have 8 loops remaining in our pineapple. Chain 5, shell, next shell. Now we'll chain 5, single crochet in this last loop of our pineapple, chain 5, and work a shell in the next shell. Then chain 5, work across this pineapple, chain 5, and work a shell in this last shell. Then chain 1, turn your work around, slip stitch into the first 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space, and work on your beginning shell, and I will meet you there in round 40. So we are in row 40, we made our beginning shell. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and we'll work across our pineapple, again with single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. And single crochet into the last loop, and in this row 40 we'll have 7 loops remaining in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5, shell in next shell. Okay. Now we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll work a shell in the next shell. So we skip this, chain 5, single crochet and chain 5, and go straight into the next shell, and we'll work a shell in a shell. Chain 5, we'll work across our next pineapple with a single crochet in each loop and chain 3 between the single crochets. Chain 5 and we'll work a shell in next shell, then chain 1, turn your work around and work on your beginning shell as we work. Okay, chain 1, turn our work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2, and into the chain 3 space. Now we'll work on our beginning shell. Okay, chain 5. So this is row 41. Now we work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each loop and chain 3 between. Chain 3 and single crochet into the last loop. So in this row 41 we will have 6 loops remaining in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5. We'll work a shell in the next shell. So into the chain 3 space we will work a shell. Like that, and shell in the next shell. Chain 5. Now work across this pineapple, then chain 5 and shell in a shell. Chain 1, turn your work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space and work on the beginning shell, and I will meet you there in row 42. Okay, so we started row 42. We made our beginning shell. I will chain 5 and we'll work across this pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. Chain 5, shell, next shell, chain 2, shell in the next shell, chain 2, shell in the next shell. So work shell in the next shell, then chain 5, work across this pineapple, chain 5 and shell in this last shell. Chain 1, turn and work on your beginning shell here, and I will meet you there at row 43. Okay, so we made our beginning shell in row 43. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We'll work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. And single crochet in last loop. So in this row 43 we have 4 loops remaining in our pineapple. Now we'll chain 5, 3, 4, 5. And we'll work a shell in the next shell. Now we'll chain 4. In previous row we chained 2 and now we chain 4 and work a shell in the next shell. Chain 4. Again work shell in the next shell. Chain 5, work across this pineapple. Chain 5, shell in this last shell, and again chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the first, into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space, and work on your beginning shell in row 44. So we made our beginning shell in row 44. Now we'll chain 5. We'll work across our pineapple. Single crochet into the last loop. And we have 3 loops remaining. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, shell in the next shell, now we will chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the next shell we will work a base for our next pineapple. So into the chain 3 space 11 treble crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ten, and the last one 11. Chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again we'll work a shell in the next shell. Then chain 5 and work across this pineapple, chain 5 and shell in this last shell. And again chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets into the chain 3 space and work on your beginning shell for the round 45, for the row 45, sorry. So we made our beginning shell in row 45. Now we will chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We will work across our pineapple, single crochet into the first loop, chain 3, single crochet into the second, chain 3, and single crochet into the third loop of our pineapple. So in this row we have only 2 loops remaining in our pineapple. Now we will chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Into the next shell we will work 3 treble crochets, chain 3, 3 treble crochets into the same space, chain 3, and into the same space we will work 3 treble crochets. So in this shell we have 3 groups of 3 treble crochets with chain 3 between. Now we chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our base of pineapple, and as usual we'll work 1 treble crochet in each of the next 11 treble crochets of the previous round and chain 1 between. So that's 1, 2 treble crochet, chain 1, 3 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 10 treble crochet, chain 1, and the last 11 treble crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again in the next shell we'll work 3 groups of 3 treble crochet and chain 3 between, just as we did here. Then chain 5, work across this pineapple, chain 5 and shell in the last shell. Chain 1, turn and work on beginning shell in a row 46. So we made our beginning shell in row 46. Now we will chain 5, single crochet into the first loop of our pineapple, chain 3 and single crochet into the next loop. Now chain 5, 3, 4, 5 and work a shell next chain 3 space. Okay, so now we'll finish this pineapple. Chain 1, turn your work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. Work on our beginning shell. Chain 5 and single crochet in this last loop of our pineapple. Chain 5, shell in the next shell, I will chain 1, turn our work around, slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space, and now we'll work on our treble crochet 6 together. So first we'll chain 3, yarn over 2 times, and we'll work 2 loops and 2 loops, yarn over 2 times again, work over 2 loops. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over 2 times and go into the next shell, and 2, 2, yarn over 2, through 2, through 2, one more time. Now we have 6 loops on our hook, we'll yarn over and pull through all 6 of them, chain 2, and we can cut our thread and fasten off, and one more pineapple is done. So what we'll do now, we'll attach our yarn here in this shell and work this pineapple just as we did here. So we'll work on our beginning shell, chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3, and 3 treble crochets into the same space. Now we'll chain 5, work into the first loop of our pineapple with a single crochet, chain 3 and single crochet into the second loop, chain 5, shell in next chain 3 space. So the row 49 is done. Chain 1, oops, chain 1, turn our work around, and again slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. work on our beginning shell. So this is row 50. Okay, now we'll chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet into the last loop of our pineapple, chain 5, and shell in this shell. Chain 1, and our row 51 is next. Slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets into the chain 3 space, and now we'll work on our treble crochet 6 together. Into the next shell, the last 6 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 6 of them. Chain 2, and we can cut our yarn off, pull it through and fasten off. So now hide these 2 tails, and we'll continue with a row 52. Okay, so row 52 we will attach our thread here, and then we will work this pineapple between these 2 shells. So we will start with our beginning shell. Chain 5, and we will work across this pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 1 space and chain 3 between. Chain 3 and single crochet in last chain 1 space. So again we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 loops remaining in our pineapple. Chain 5 and shell in the next shell. Okay, now we'll chain 1 and turn our work around, and we'll start with a row 53. slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space. Work on our beginning shell. Chain 5 and work across our pineapple with a single crochet in each chain 3 loop and chain 3 between. Chain 3 and single crochet into the last loop. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8 chain 3 loops remaining in our pineapple. Then chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Work a shell in the next shell, then chain 1 and turn. So repeat this pattern. And in each row you will have 1 chain 3 loop less in this pineapple, and I will meet you when we will have only 1 loop remaining in this pineapple. So just go from one side to the other, just as we did on any other pineapple. We have 1 loop remaining in our pineapple, and we will start with a row 61. So we'll work on our beginning shell with a chain 4, 2 treble crochets, chain 3 and 3 treble crochets into the same space. I will chain 5, 2, 4, 5 single crochet in this last loop of our pineapple, chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and shell in the next shell. Okay, chain 1 and turn our work around. Slip stitch into the next 2 treble crochets and into the chain 3 space, and now we'll work again the treble crochet 6 together. That and into the next shell 3 times, and the last again 6 loops on our hook yarn over and pull through all 6 of them. Chain 2 and we can cut our thread off, fasten off, and again hide this tail, and we are done with 1 peak of our doily. Okay, so we made this one side. Now we'll attach our thread here in this next chain 3 space, and we'll start again from row 17 and we'll work this pineapple from row 17 till 24. Then go into the next and complete this next pineapple with steps from row 17 till row 24. So we have finished these two pineapples, and now go and attach thread here and then start working from the row 25 and all the way to row 62. Repeat everything we did here. From row 25 and all the way up to the row 62, and then come back and we will work on this last pineapple here. So we finish this one side and the other, and now we can see our finish line for this project. And if not now, when is the best time to subscribe and hit the bell notification button? So all we need to do now is we need to finish this one pineapple, and we'll attach our thread here, and again just work from the row 17 till 24 to finish this one, and you are done with this project. So hope you enjoy this, and yeah, until the next time, as always, enjoy your crocheting and be safe.